What's going on, Dolphin fans? It's Mitchell Rance from Chat Sports, and coming up here on today's show, I'm going to be breaking down some players to watch that I think that you guys should at least, keep an eye on this weekend at the NFL Scouting Combine. Now, in terms of dates, the dates that I have listed here are the dates in terms of when these players are at least supposed to go out there and do the drills that you want to see them do, right? So we got tight end, quarterback, wide receiver. That's today. On Friday, it's offensive linemen and running backs, defensive linemen and linebackers on March 5th. And then March 6th is defensive backs, place kickers, and special teams. Now, obviously, if you don't watch the NFL Combine, you're going to be like, why am I going to care about this video? Which I personally would go on and say, shame on you, because I love the NFL Combine. Why? I'm an NFL junkie for one, but it's also a good opportunity to see some of these players at major needs that you can get. I know some people will regard that as the underwear Olympics, if you will, and just because you test well doesn't mean that you're going to be a good player, but I do think it's at least important to watch. So hopefully I get like 200 whys down in the comment section. So the 10 players that you're going to see here are guys that I have essentially just picked out I could see going in the first round at pick number 29, and they also fill some big needs or other players that I would at least target in the second round. First guy we're going to talk about here is Jahan Dotson, the 5'11", 184-pound receiver from Penn State. He had over 90 catches, 1,182 yards, 12 touchdowns. Really explosive athlete. And if you had Dotson and Jalen Waddle together on the field, that'd be kind of a headache for a lot of defensive coordinators. Let's go to the running back position. I got Breece Hall, the 6'1", 220-pound running back. If you haven't seen my latest mock draft, please go ahead and check it out because I was actually able to get Hall in round 3. I love this kid's ability to run between the tackles. Personally, I think he'd be a really good fit in the Mike McDaniel system. At 253 carries, almost 1,500 yards, 20 touchdowns. He does have a lot of wear and tear on his body, but Breece Hall, if he can have a good combine, his stock is going to go up. Let's go to the next player here. It's on the interior offensive line. It's Zion Johnson, the offensive guard from Boston College. One of the biggest needs for this team is this. You need help on the offensive line. If I've said that at least 100 times in the last month, I might actually take the over because I know I keep saying it. Why? It's such a big need. He's 6'3", 316 pounds, played in 12 games last season for the Golden Eagles, and another player who's right on the cusp of round 1, round 2 style. If he has a good combine, he could work his way up there a little bit. So what I want you guys to do right now is name it. Which position are you most excited to watch? And usually the position that gets the most hype is quarterback. However, I don't see the Miami Dolphins going out and taking a quarterback. So for this year's draft for the Miami Dolphins, I'm going to say offensive tackle. It's boring, but it's the truth. I'm also going to say running back, and I'm going to say wide receiver. Speaking of wide receiver, that's where we're going to go next here. It's Garret Wilson, the 6', 190-pound receiver out of Ohio State. He is an explosive athlete. Definitely needs to work on his route running a little bit, but he's going to light the numbers up. People are going to be like, oh, wow, this guy's putting up some major numbers. And you're right, and he's going to do that. He needs to be a little bit more polished as a route runner and get a little bit more mental awareness. But if Garret Wilson can put it together, he has the athletic ability to be a top 10 receiver. Let's go to the running back position. It's Kenneth Walker, the 5'10", 200-pound bowling ball coming out of Michigan State. He had 263 carries last season, 1,636 yards, 18 touchdowns. I do not see any of these running backs going in round 1, and in fact, I don't see any of them really going in the top 40. But Kenneth Walker, depending on fit, depending on style, if you could find a downhill type of running team, Walker's going to be a dude. I just don't know how fast he is going to run. So if you love the Miami Dolphins and you want more news, you want more rumors, you're just looking for more content because you can't quite get enough of it, if you're an NFL junkie, then all I want you to do is look underneath the video, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications because we got some big news happening on this channel, and I don't want to spoil it, but you're going to find out next week. Let's go to the other running back position. Personally, the more tape I watch on Isaiah Spiller, the more he's turning out to be my favorite running back prospect. He can run between the tackles. He can also catch the football. Now, he doesn't have nearly And I mean nearly the wear and tear that some of those other backs have had because of overall fit. If I was Mike McDaniels and Isaiah Spiller was on the board with my second-round pick, I would think about it, though, just like I did in my mock. If I was able to get Bryce Hall and pick, 101 or Isaiah Spiller in second round, I'll take Hall. But Spiller, I think, is the best overall athletic running back in this class. Let's go to an offensive tackle now. It's Bernhard Raimann at 6'7". 305 pounds. He's a quick learner, good athlete, actually came into college as a tight end. Then they converted him to offensive tackle. He definitely has some technique issues, but what I look at that is say, okay, he can get better and better. I don't know if the Miami Dolphins have shown me that they can groom offensive tackles at this point, but he's going to put up good numbers because he is super athletic for his overall size. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've been kind of fiending a little bit. I'm like, all right, I can't bet on NFL games. Like, what the hell can I put some money on? NFL prop bets. And NFL prop bets are really fun to do. It's kind of like, I was telling y'all do the whole Super Bowl bets thing. It's the same thing here. So if you go to chatsports.com/bet, promo code Dolphins125, it's going to get you 125% deposit bonus, which means if you put down $100, you're actually going to get $125 for free to bet with. If you're wondering, Mitch, what are some of the bets that you're making this weekend? Here they are. Aiden Hutchinson, 35.5 on the bench reps. 35.5 at 225 pounds is a lot, so I'm going to take the under in that one. The best broad jump, I'm going to take the over at 11 feet 5 inches. There's going to be a best vertical jump. Somebody's going to get at least 44 inches. And then best bench press, 40.5 reps. I'm going to take the under. And if you want to go ahead and put your money where your mouth is, it's chatsports.com/bet, promo code Dolphins125. Let's get into some of these other prospects here. You got Kenyon Green, the offensive lineman from Texas A&M. There's going to be some people that say, oh, he's going to play offensive tackle. I see him more as an offensive guard, and if he is deciding to label himself as an offensive guard, he's the best offensive guard in this year's class, unless you think Aquanu is, but if he was smart, he would play tackle. At 6'4", 325 pounds, I do see him being available on the board at 29, and the Dolphins should definitely be interested. Now, I said at the top of the show, I don't see Miami taking a quarterback, and it sounds like Chris Grier, they are all motivated to keep Tua, but quarterbacks are going to be talked about. Now, you're not going to see Matt Corral because he's not going to be testing, but Malik Willis, Kenny Pickett, I actually found out that I have bigger hands than Kenny Pickett. If you guys want to let me know how big your hands are, nothing else, then please go ahead and do so down in the comments. We got Sam Howell, Carson Strong, and Desmond Ridder. The top two players that I want you guys to watch, at number 2, it's Chris Olave, the Ohio State receiver. He's 6'1", 190 pounds. He's going to put up a really good 40 time. His cone times are going to be impressive. He's a really good route runner, and I just think he's a great receiver at getting open. Waddle's the athletic specimen. If you can go out and add another dude who can be a safety blanket to Tua, that's why I like Olave. But if he goes out and really crushes this combine, his stock's going to continue to go up and up. So who should the Miami Dolphins draft at pick number 29? Their only first-round pick this year. I know it sucks for all y'all, but go ahead. Let me know at pick number 29. I don't know if it's going to be a wide receiver, and even though that these guys are being mentioned, they didn't make my top 10, but you should definitely watch them. If you're looking for a big outside receiver, let's say you decide to move on from Devontae Parker, George Pickens and David Bell are definitely two names to keep in mind. And then these two guys are going to be the ones that, especially Burks. Burks is going to be the guy that lights up the combine. He's 6'3", 225 pounds. He's going to run like a 4.3, 4.4, somewhere in that range. Really good numbers. I just don't know if they're going to be available for Miami at pick number 29. And the number one guy that I want you guys to watch is Trevor Penning, the offensive tackle from the University of Northern Iowa. You need tackle help. You really, truly do. And whether that's a left tackle or right tackle, but for the Dolphins, when I say right tackle, that should go, oh, wait, that's really important because that's protecting Tua's blind side. The reason why the NFL covets left tackles is because most quarterbacks are right-handed. But for Miami, you need to find somebody that can protect Tua's blind side, and Penning's the best right tackle in the draft. And if he has a really good combine, he might not be available there at 29. And to be honest, I don't even know if he's going to be at 29 already. Here are some other offensive tackles, though, that I want you guys to at least watch. Cross, Neo, and Aquanu, they're going to be gone probably in the top 10, and depending on how quick they go, could it really impact somebody like a Raimann, like a Penning as well. Daniel Falele and then Darren Rosafall are the other offensive tackles that you need to watch. So if you're a Miami Dolphin fan, you need to watch these 10 players at the NFL Scouting Combine this weekend. I basically did these from wide receiver, running back, offensive lineman, because those are the Dolphins' biggest needs entering the 2022 NFL Draft. You got Jahan Dotson, the wide receiver from Penn State, really explosive athlete who could really increase his draft stock. Breece Hall, he's my number 3 overall running back, does have a lot of wear and tear on his tires. However, he could be another guy that if he puts up a nice 40 time, could go a lot higher. Zion Johnson, the offensive guard from Boston College. The incredible athlete that Garret Wilson is, you're going to see it on display, but don't get too fooled by the underwear Olympics. That's the combine. Kenneth Walker III, his 40 time might be the most out of any running back that you're about to see on screen because we know he's physical, we know he can pass block, he can do a lot of really good things, but it's the 40 time. Then you got Isaiah Spiller. These are my top 5. Bernhard Raimann, the offensive tackle from Central Michigan. The super versatile offensive lineman Kenyon Green from Texas A&M. One of my favorite prospects in this class is Chris Olave, the receiver from Ohio State. And coming in at number 1 is Trevor Penning from University of Northern Iowa at offensive tackle. So now here's your opportunity to let me know down in the comment section what y'all are thinking. Who are you going to watch at the NFL Combine? And man, I really, really hope that you are watching. It's a lot of fun. It's a good way to see how athletic some of these players are, but just because a player is athletic, it doesn't always translate to the football field. And there's going to be certain guys that fall in the draft who don't even get to compete. Jalen Waddle is a really good example of that. So all I want to know is who you guys are going to watch at the NFL Combine, and if you made it this far in the video, we're doing something right around here, so please go ahead and like the video.